4 times in the last century, the American economy followed a specific pattern. It begins with a landscape movement most miss in real time, and it results in a new class of wealth created by people who recognized the transition before it reached the mainstream. In 1993, the internet was a niche interest. Most workplaces didn't have a website, and email was entirely foreign to the average person. By 1999, companies like Dell and Cisco saw returns exceeding 10,000%, and American household net worth grew by $20 trillion as the technology scaled. A decade later, social media followed a similar trajectory. In 2004, Facebook was a digital directory for college students. By 2012, it went public with a $104 billion valuation, rewarding those who understood early how human attention was migrating to digital platforms. This branch of the mind map tracks a similar merging of artificial intelligence and automation happening in 2026. The McKinsey Global Institute estimates this combination could generate up to $7.9 trillion in global economic value annually, larger than the entire GDP of Japan. The speed of this transition is unlike anything previously measured. Netflix required 3.5 years to reach 1 million users. Facebook reached it in 10 months. When ChatGPT launched, it crossed that same million-user threshold in 5 days. This velocity creates a ticking clock. In the 90s, early adoption lasted a decade. With AI, that window is compressing to just 3 years. Investing in individual AI startups is often volatile, as their stock prices fluctuate based on hype rather than long-term utility. To find more stability, we have to look at the physical foundations supporting every one of those applications. This follows the economic logic of the 1840s gold rush. While individual prospectors often struggle to find gold, the merchants selling shovels and picks consistently turn a profit. Infrastructure works the same way. The builders of the digital road collect a fee regardless of which company ends up winning the race. At the base of the AI economy are semiconductors. These chips are the physical requirement for every automated query and generated image. The global market for these components is projected to exceed $1 trillion by 2030. Those chips live inside data centers, the physical buildings that process every byte of AI information. To meet current demand, U.S. data center capacity must double by 2030, requiring a significant expansion in real estate, cooling systems, and electrical grid access. Connecting these centers to the world requires cloud computing highways and rigorous cybersecurity systems. Because global cybercrime costs are expected to reach $10.5 trillion annually by 2025, digital defense is now a mandatory part of this infrastructure build-out. Placing a bet on a single AI app is a gamble on a specific winner. Relying on the infrastructure layer is a bet on the existence of the industry itself. The opportunity extends into the broader business world. Currently, 44% of American companies have not yet adopted any form of AI in their daily operations, as shown in this branch of the mind map. Companies that do integrate these tools are seeing immediate results. AI agents can now manage 80 to 90% of customer service requests, which reduces the overhead that previously required 6-figure annual budgets for software and staff. Because the majority of small business owners are still operating with workflows from 2019, there is high demand for people who can bridge this knowledge gap. Helping just a few local businesses implement basic automation can generate a significant monthly income stream using tools that are largely free to use. As these efficiencies become standard, the cost of doing business will drop across every sector. Companies that continue to pay for manual processes will struggle to price their products competitively against competitors who use automation to lower their costs. For individual employees, the risk comes from the person in the next office who learns to use these tools first. A worker equipped with AI assistants can simply produce more than someone working without them. This is already happening at companies like JPMorgan Chase, where employees use AI to draft client emails, and Walmart, where store associates use it for real-time translation in 44 different languages to help customers on the floor. A study from MIT and Harvard economists found that workers using AI assistants completed their tasks 40% faster and with higher quality scores. That's the equivalent of finishing a week's worth of work by Wednesday afternoon. In any corporate restructuring, the most valuable assets are the ones that provide the highest output for the same cost. Mastering these tools creates a level of individual productivity that makes an employee difficult to replace during a budget cut. Most economists agree that by the year 2030, AI integration will be the standard across the global workforce. This means the period where you can get ahead of the curve is a finite window that is currently open. It's easy to dismiss current AI tools because they occasionally produce errors. However, history shows that by the time a technology is polished and its benefits are obvious to everyone, the highest potential for growth has already passed. Positioning yourself doesn't require quitting your job. It starts with spending 15 minutes a week researching the tools that already exist in your specific field, as shown in the implementation branch of this mind map. The second step is to test one basic tool on a low-stakes task this week. Use it to draft a memo or organize a schedule. The goal is to move past the initial hurdle of unfamiliarity. Once you're comfortable, identify the single most time-consuming bottleneck in your daily routine. Apply one AI solution to that specific task to see exactly how much time you can recover. The cycle of economic shifts is consistent. The data shows the foundation for the next wave is already built, and the timeline for early movers is shorter than ever before. The only remaining question is how you will be positioned when the window eventually closes.